Hello and welcome to Fanfiction Concept Theater. And I am your host. You may call me Captain Omni, and I bring to you a tale that I've actually really been considering for a while, and that is, as you can see, a Fullmetal Alchemist Conan the Barbarian crossover. Now I bet you're wondering, okay, how would this really work? Well, the answer is actually simple. Uh, for any Fullmetal Alchemist fans, um, as you may know, there was in part of the plot of Fullmetal Alchemist is sort of set forth by the existence of an ancient country known as Xerxes, which is basically based on ancient Greece and Rome, because the Fullmetal Alchemist world is similar to like our world, except in like the 1910s to like early 1920s. So really, uh, the main crux uh, is that Thoth-Amon, a longtime enemy of Conan, and a dark wizard, has basically decided, he knows he's going to die at some point, and so he turns his attention from magic to alchemy. The basic idea behind it is he's going to create the Philosopher's Stone and create, be able to be granted eternal life. Um, However, at this point, Conan ends up being being hired to take him out because he has been stealing, enthralling people and bringing them into his newly formed fortress. And he's been kidnapping people, taking people, using his experiments for this. Conan has been hired by the local village, like, hey, no, we can't take him on. You're Conan the Cimmerian, Conan the Barbarian, Conan, uh, who has led armies into battle. We're just simple farmers. Of course, Conan, accepts it because any chance to take down Thoth-Amon, yeah, he's going to take it. Of course, he'll still get paid, but it's like, hey, you're just sweetening the pot there, pretty much. So Conan goes, and well, what happens is as he's doing this, Thoth-Amon ends up opening the the gate of truth, which in Full Metal Alchemist, it basically means that he's pretty much going to get what he wants, but not in the way he wanted it. So yeah, what ends up happening is because Conan is not part of this and he ends up interrupting everything, both of them end up getting catapulted by Truth. Basically, Truth wants to, kind of agrees to do this for Thoth-Amon, because the Thoth-Amon's main wish is to be able to live and see whatever the future holds so he can use it to take over everything. Truth agrees to this, which basically ends up meaning he catapults Thoth-Amon into the future. A future he is not prepared for, has no idea what is going to await him, and basically just screw around with him. Conan, however, ends up going along for the ride in a in an attempt to basically like finally finish Thoth-Amon off. Well, what follows from that is, they both end up in modern day Amestris. So, where Conan pretty much is like, I lost track of him. There's a town over there. I guess I better go see what is going on. And, well, he runs into, well, a gang trying to, causing trouble, slays them right in front of Ed and Al. Needless to say, you know, like they don't believe a word that he was magically transported there because Ed doesn't really believe in magic, of course. Of course, to Conan, alchemy, magic, it's all the same, really. Is like so basically because they're technically part of the military, like, okay, you're going with us, And he's like, Conan is like, why would I listen to a runt like you? This, boy, be on your way. And of course, Ed's like, what do you mean? Classic Ed rant. So, which constitutes a fight, which Conan's like, sees like, okay, you have magic. All right, all right, boy, you're some type of sorcerer. I'm not going to make this easy. So, it's, of course, eventually they stop fighting, especially when it turns out Thoth-Amon has pretty much, even though this isn't exactly what he wanted, he's pretty much decided, I'm going to do the best, make the best of this, and has basically started enthralling people with his magics across the town, and to create, to amass an army, because as he sees, like, okay, these new weapons of this new age are interesting. He's going to do this. So basically, like, okay, Ed and Al basically like, okay, they still think Conan kind of needs to like at least talk to the police or something because he just unilaterally slaughtered a few people, criminals though they might have been. But what happens from there is basically Ed and Al and Conan work together to take down Thoth-Amon. So what happens following that is like, there's been more banter here because like Conan's like, look, it's like, like Conan basically kind of wants to know, like, what's the story with the with the armor, and they explain what happened. And Conan's like, so you tried to use magic to bring back your mother. I could have told you that was never going to work. Magic is always evil. Yeah, because sure, I mean, magic. Conan has worked with sorcerer like good magicians on some occasions, but ultimately speaking, Conan really does not care at all for magic, and he has a very dim view of it. And like they try to say, no, it's not magic. And he's like, all you're doing, you're saying you can do something that changes, that manipulates the world to your will. That is magic to me. That is, anyone will tell you that is magic. You can call it whatever you want. That is magic. So it's like, but he does like earn like, Ed now do earn his respect because, like, again, Ed might use his alchemy and stuff, but he like basically uses it to beat things up. So he's like, you know what, this is a magic I can actually respect. It's straightforward and to the point. Especially when Armstrong and Mustang come in. It's like, okay, what's the situation here? Is like, who's the barbarian? Like, who's the half-naked guy running around? It's like, of course, Armstrong is like, like Armstrong going to be his arm going to be Armstrong, and like, he kind of hits it off with Conan. So I was like, so you use magic too? Yeah, well, I use alchemy, but my alchemy is for this. And like he punches. It's like Conan's like, finally, now this is magic I can really appreciate, boy. Like, so, and basically, they take Thoth-Amon out, and what follows is like, okay, but here's the problem: it wasn't really Thoth-Amon necessarily. Basically, Thoth-Amon has basically discovered something while working with alchemy. The modern world's alchemy, that he can basically combine it with his magic to make body doubles, essentially, like, kind of like a chimera, but mixed with his own blood to, like, make it work. And Ed, Al, Armstrong, Mustang, they're all like, this is not possible. Like, this is not how alchemy works. But like Conan reminds them, but as Conan tells them, Thoth-Amon is a dark sorcerer who worships ancient god, who worships like a snake god, Set. So it's like, like, what you consider possible does not matter here. So basically, I mean, that's kind of basically the story, so it's Conan, Ed, Al, Armstrong, and Mustang, and of course, when she shows up, Riza, uh, basically teaming up to take on Thoth-Amon, who ends up getting the attention of the homunculi, who are like, "Who is this guy? Like, what's going on here? Like, who is this guy?" So it's like he kind of like, ooh, and especially gets Pride's attention, and of course Father's attention, because like, huh, okay, this might be a problem for my plans. So it's like, again, it's basically Thoth-Amon trying to reshape the modern world into his own paradise, ancient empire, while you got Conan basically like gunning for him the entire time with Ed and Al and everyone along. But yeah, anyway, that's all I had for this. Hope you guys liked it. If you do, please let me know. And as always, stay omni, my friends.